Northwestern University completed a research project to evaluate the impact of online reviews. And here's what they found, which I found fascinating. When the price is higher and there's more risk involved in the consumer's decision, reviews are absolutely essential in their decision-making journey. I'm going to repeat that. Northwestern University completed a research project. When they said the price is high and the stakes are high and the risk is high, that the decision to choose you as a real estate agent is largely dependent on the reviews they read online. So we're going to talk about what makes a great review, because getting a bunch of reviews on Zillow, and if your competitor has a bunch of reviews on Zillow, there's no differentiation whatsoever. We have to put you in a position where you can stand out. And that's part of what marketing is. It's making an association in the consumer's mind that helps you stand out. So when they think of you, they think of someone who can solve their problems and help them achieve their goals. So as an example, when a company's great at marketing, you can instantly think of the association. So when I say the word Volvo, you think of what? Safety. When I say the word Patagonia, for those of you who are Patagonia, or you wear Patagonia, you think of high quality. When I mention the word Zappos, you think of service. Or if I say Nordstrom's, or you think of high quality service. So that's what marketing does. Marketing makes an association in the minds, and one of the best ways to do that is by leveraging reviews. So a bad review is something like this. I used Eric. He was amazing. I loved him. I recommend you do. If I'm a prospect who's evaluating whether or not to hire you, then that review told me nothing. Now, it's better than not having any reviews, but that review told me nothing. See, what we have to do as marketers is we have to draw these reviews out of our customers and have them communicate in a way that's going to persuade potential prospects to do business with us. So you've got emails that help you generate more listings. You've got emails that help you generate more referrals. Now you need an email that helps you get more actual reviews. And let me actually pull this up real quick. Okay. So I'll jump back to the other slides here in just a moment. These are the questions you need to ask. And John, let's go full slide on this one for me because my head's cutting off that last piece. Thank you. These are the questions you need to ask your customers to help develop better customer review stories. So the first question is, what was that moment where you decided to sell? Simple question. Now, what we're trying to do here is, number one, we're trying to gain insight. Was there a moment that we can speak to in future marketing campaigns that potentially is sort of that crucial moment during the process in which we can then identify, okay, we got to start talking to people about this particular event. The next thing is, what did you do next? Now, this is when we start getting in the story and start figuring out, okay, what was it that you did next to help understand the consumer's process? Then we get into, what were your biggest fears during the process? What surprised you about it? What did you learn? What would you do differently? And my favorite question, and arguably the most important question, which is, what advice do you have someone who's just like you? What advice do you have someone who's buying and selling a home at the exact same time? What advice do you have for someone who's downsizing? What do you have someone who's buying their first home for the first time? What advice do you have for someone who's going to be moving into the North End, who's been living in the suburbs for the last 10 years? What you're trying to communicate to a prospective client is, I have worked with people who are just like you. So by asking these questions, what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to create a piece of content. And let me give you an example of this. I'll see if I can pull one up real quick here for you. My man, Charles Burgess, Epic Life Realty, he has an incredibly useful part of his website called, this is where his customer success stories are. He calls them the epic success stories. And as you can see here, when you look at a review like this, the Baileys were rapidly outgrowing their home they loved dearly, and it was impacting the quality of their daily lives. So there's so many things that Charles is doing well here with his campaign. But the first thing is that the testimonial, the opening line is something that's going to make someone read this and say, that person's just like me. And he's using personalized photos, obviously, but he goes through the process. If you actually go through the story, he talks about the process of, hey, here's what happened, how did the process work with Charles, why they made it so simple. He has some call to actions on how they got connected. What did they enjoy most about working with them? He has her tip here about when she's actually going to show the property. She has a leaf blower when she blows out all the dirt in her house out the back door to show the property. You guys can see the photos of this. It's amazing. And like, thank you for changing our lives, the Baileys. And they wrote on his board at his office, you are like knights in shining microfiber, which is my favorite quote of all time. Guys, by simply asking those questions, I now can build out comprehensive, incredibly valuable stories that can exist on my website. Okay? So now, what do you do with that? Let's go back here for a moment. So the first thing you're going to do, once you created one of these stories and you want your client to use or promote the story, you're going to send this email. You've been featured. First off, thank you. Your story was inspirational. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. I have one quick favor to ask. Can you please share this with your friends on Facebook? There are friends in your network right now that will read this and get a massive amount of value out of it. Thanks again for being an amazing client. So what's the trick here, guys? What am I doing? I just asked my customers about, their experience. I asked them, what advice they have, what lessons they learned. Now I've created the piece of content. And now I'm sending this content out. This is a one-to-one email. What am I doing? Yeah, Melanie was saying, hard part for asking for reviews is a multitude of sites you need the reviews to be on. So you don't want to burden them with too many sites. Yeah, Melanie, I'm actually creating this story on my own website, and then I would ask them to share it on one place. I would not say, share it on Zillow, on Facebook, on Google, on Yelp. I say, share it on Zillow. But I'm the origin of it, Melanie, pay close attention to this. The origin of it is going to be on my website. Okay? I'm turning my happy customer into an advocate. And I'm doing it by making them look great, by making them get the benefit of saying, oh yeah, I feel good now because I helped somebody else. So we just turned your happy customer, that review, into you're a salesperson, right? That's what we're doing. That's how you can take a review and turn that into more referrals from your past clients, from their sphere. It's incredibly simple. So what you're doing here, guys, it's so simple, it's so clear, it's so smart. We know that reviews have a massive impact on people's ability to choose you as a real estate agent, but if I said to you, I'm great at what I do, if I said Curaytor is the best marketing company on the planet, we help our customers grow their business. We've been in business for 6 years. We work with thousands of people. We work with some of the top, most innovative agents in the country. If I said all those things, yes, they're true. But if you heard someone that you trusted, you liked, you respected say those things, well, the impact of that is 10x. The second email you're going to send, this is the last email I have for you guys today on the water cooler. This is the email you send to your database. So the first email is the email you send to your past client so they can share it. The second email is the email you're going to send to your database, and that email is going to be, selling my home was the best decision I ever made. So you're grabbing a quote from their response. Selling your home can come with unexpected challenges. Tom and Mary's daughter just went off to college and they decided it's time to sell. Here's a link to the review. Here's what happened next. If you can relate to this person's story, we should talk. I'm using storytelling and positive customer reviews in my email. So what we're doing here is we are putting ourselves in a position where we're spreading the gospel. We're sharing the news. We're sharing these reviews in a really positive way. What most people do, and the mistake that even professional real estate agents make, is they wait for people to discover their happy customers on Zillow. You need to be marketing your marketing. If you go to Curaytor.com/more, you can actually download all of the templates from today's show. Every single template I covered.